Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line today. It's his birthday. The brother turns 50 today. Be nice, ladies and gentlemen.
Happy birthday!
D-Nice, you
What's
have
up,
like
bro?
a million lives. I told somebody the other day, I said D-Nice then had about 5 or 6 different careers. He was a rapper,
Dude.
a photographer, a DJ,
A&R.
entrepreneur, A&R.
That's what life is about, right? You should be able to just try multiple things, man. And I'm fortunate enough to have been blessed with opportunities to do so. But this DJ one is the best, though, man.
Right.
I wish I had started early. I could be as rich as Envy.
Stop it.
No, but all of the things that you do tie in together too, though. It's like a cohesiveness because I feel like you have DJing at the core, but you still do photography. Obviously, we saw all the amazing pictures that you post all the time. If you wanted to, you could still hop on the mic, I'm sure. And you do still play records for artists and stuff like that. So I feel like it's all full circle.
Yeah, it's been great though. It's the music has always been like to the core of who I am. So even in terms of like photography, it's always been based around my love of like music artists and wanting people to see artists the way that I do. DJing is just like, look, I have no desire to jump on a mic ever again. Like I really do like the career that I have.
Right.
And I mean ever. I tried spitting in the bathroom the other day. I was like, yo, this is horrible. I'm good. But I just love DJing and I love music and sharing music with people has been just such a fantastic experience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for people that don't know, explain how the D-Nice phenomenon took over Instagram. You know, you started off DJing, and I think there was maybe 100, 200 of us in the room, and you were just setting the vibes. And explain what happened from there.
So it started here, exactly where I'm sitting right now. That's why I rushed to set up, like, to be here to have the conversation. But it started sitting here out of just feeling lonely, like everyone else. Like I was self-quarantined at the time. All of my family, I have no family in LA, so I was sitting here. All of my gigs were being canceled. Coachella gigs, like everything was just being canceled. And there was a moment where I'm not gonna lie, I was in tears of just like frustration, like all the hard work that we put in, and we didn't know what this experience was gonna lead to. And in like this moment, there was like this calmness that came over me, man. That was almost like this voice just saying, "Be still." And I sat right in this spot, opened my laptop up, turned on my phone, turned on Instagram, and I just started playing music into the phone just to, it was like roughly around 200 people. It was you, and it was, I know Andrew's there, and like, Black Thought, Bun B, and then just regular people that just enjoyed music and conversation. It didn't start off with me DJing. And after day 2, I was doing the same thing. People started to show up. The love was there. Day 3, it felt different to me. It felt like, wow, like I don't know the last time that I played a party that was like 2,000 people in there, because my parties are always private, like private events. It's usually like under 1,000. But seeing that number 2,000 just felt different. And I called DJ Clark Kent up and I told him, and he was like, yo, you should actually start DJing now and not just play music. So I hooked up the tables and like I started playing music, and by day 4 it turned into this thing of like 20,000 people. Drake popped in and J-Lo, and it was just like all of these people in there. And I woke up the next morning and I remember reading something in one of the comments that said, "Damn, D-Nice had everybody in there. The only people missing were the Obamas." So when I woke up Saturday morning, all I wanted was to somehow get Michelle Obama to stop in this IG Live, which was at the time like a difficult thing to convince people that this IG Live concept was actually a real thing, like it could be a real party. No one was using IG Live like that, and I was on the phone all day just calling people, and by the time I started my set, it was immediately like 20,000 people in there in 10 minutes, and the energy just felt good, and I just kept going, and reaching that 100,000 mark, or just to be the first person to do it was monumental. And to be honest with you, I'm glad that it came from a person from our community, like just a hip hop person in general, to like bring the world together. And I wasn't just playing hip hop music the way we listen to music.
Right.
I played everything, and we brought the world together in a virtual party, which was just beautiful to experience.
Absolutely.
That's interesting to
It's
realize
dope,
that there was a slight strategy behind it. You know what I mean? The fact that you did call people that Saturday to say, yo, make sure you tune in.
Yeah, no, it was always like people thought that this was like some overnight, like no, every day. Like no lie to you, bro. Like day one, I was getting calls from people to sponsor. Like there was a point where where one of the huge chicken companies, I'll leave it alone, but it was like asking me to sponsor it, and they were sending food over. And I was like, there's no way I can stand in front of this camera as D Nice eating the chicken. Like, I just can't do it. So
but they wanted you to
day
eat the
one,
chicken.
it felt like, I'm like, nah, I can't do this, man. And what's interesting is on that Friday, I had an opportunity to work with a record company. And we agreed to do this particular record company's Friday, and they were going to have some artists, you know, split the screen with me. But when I woke up Friday morning, I felt like, although I love the opportunity, and look, during a time where people were trying to figure out how to still make money, there was an opportunity for me right there, 2 opportunities there alone to make money. When I woke up that Friday, it didn't sit right within my soul, bro. Like there was a feeling of like, this was my chance to just do what I love, like to play music the way that I hear it, to not allow this to become someone else's thing. Like this was my thing. And
Right.
I didn't even call that record company back the day of. I was a little shady by not calling, but I was just like, yo, I'm just going to do what I love right
I
now.
respect it.
And
It wasn't
I'm glad
it wasn't
did and
Kaiser, was
resonated.
it?
No. If it had been Kaiser, I would have done it.
Right.
No. Had it been
And I wanna-
Kaiser, I definitely would have. No, you don't let down Kaiser. That's our bro.
And I want to say thank you too, because you know, when I was trying to help the DJs out, we did a DJ thon, and I called a lot of my DJ friends, and you were the first person to be like, I'm in, not a problem, let's go, let's make this money for the DJs. And there was so many other people that said, nah, I'm not doing it, nah, I don't think so. But you came immediately, we raised over 100,000. So I just wanted to say thank you, because we were able to help a lot of DJs pay rent, put food on their table, buy Pampers, formula, and all that. So I just want to say thank you for jumping in when I had that vision. You was like, no problem, E.
Yo, the thing about it was, like, you never asked me for anything. You know what I mean? And, you know, you called me one day, you know, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. And you said to me, like, yo, I love listening to your live because I can play the music with my family and enjoy it with my family. I never forgot that, you know, like, so every time I play music, I always think about that conversation. And I really do, bro. And it's why I play music the way that I do, in terms of, like, I don't just stick to old school. I play old school during this time because it just feels good, like, to play music that will uplift people's spirits. And not to say that the younger music doesn't, because it does, but there's something magical about, like, being able to play Sister Sledge and mixing it in with Anderson .Paak, or, you know, to play, you know, I try to stay away from Frankie Beverly because that's always like the go-to record for everyone in terms of old school. But, like, to play these obscure records where someone's sitting at home and it's like, damn, like, I haven't heard this in forever and it feels good and you smile. Like, I like that vibe, you know, like, that's always been my vibration in terms of, like, my parties. And it's just nice to be able to share it on a mainstream level.
It was dope. People were like, oh, I'm going to buy you a drink. Oh, I thought it was really cute because people were acting like they really were in the club. And it was such a nice unifying feeling for us, because I know everybody's going through a lot of different things personally, but for everybody to come together and really feel like we can't be out, but we can all be in this live and pretending that we're out. And there were hookups that happened courtesy of, you know, D Nice and Club Quarantine. So I think that's amazing that something could be organic like that and really just take over.
Yeah, it was, I think day 3 was the day when I realized that this whole club concept was really taking off. And Will Packer called me and it was like, bro, I heard about your club, your party. I'm coming there tonight. And the way he said it, it was like we had, like, this real party going on. And yeah, like, the experience was just, you know, it became like a place of solace for people, where when they came into my IG, and that's why I tell people, it's not just about the music. It's really about, like, the conversation that goes on in there.
The community.
Because people are really connecting. And it's unlike any other IG that I've been in. It's like people really feel connected and they feel safe. And they feel like the music is the music is secondary to the conversation that's actually being had in there, man. And it's beautiful to see.
Now I've had people text my phone the next day and be like, "Yo, saw you in club quarantine last night. Couldn't get over to you. Just reaching out."
Yeah, man, it's a magical experience.
You know, this is so interesting to me because, you know, you've talked openly about your bouts with depression, you know, and to know that you was alone in your crib, and the thing that probably kept you sane and was therapeutic for you was something you loved to do.
Yes. You know, I don't want to take the depression lightly. I haven't, you know, I know friends that really, really had depression. I think my situation was kind of borderline depression and just like being afraid of losing everything the way I did when the rapping days, you know, like when you had that type of experience of like people stopping you when the clapping stops and you lose the money and you lose the crib. Like I had been through that already, you know, and my goal in life was never to experience that again. And that's why I've learned how to do multiple things just to keep my movement going. You know, I've never worked for anyone, always been self-employed, always made my own way. So seeing what was happening during this time was just, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like I allowed myself to get into that situation of feeling slightly depressed and sad. And then I thought like, wait, there's so many things, which is clearly why I still left my setup the same way. Like books, my laptop were on top of books, and like with everything that I found around the crib, I was like, wait, you got to be resourceful. You know, like, you know, all I wanted to do, even with Club Quarantine, which it was really supposed to be a situation of sharing stories and telling, you know, because obviously, you know, playing music wasn't really allowed. You know, it was really just about to share some stories with people. And the fact that it turned into something that ended up being good for everyone was so therapeutic. And I mean, and it was healing me along the way, which is so crazy. You know, like every time I played a record, it wasn't just for other people. I played music because it really felt good with me.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know,
did Halle Berry just walk past in the background?
So what are you doing for your 50th today? What are you doing for your 50th today, brother? If anything.
Man, today I'm going to jump on the IG early. I have this thing called the CQ meetup where I allow people, I play no music. I just bring people in to chat so other people can actually see who these regulars are. And then, you know, have dinner with my family. My mom is flying out here, which is, you know, it's still a little dangerous, but you know, she was adamant about being here. So very small situation with my mom and my kids. And then afterwards, I'm playing the Versus after party.
Versus, yes.
Yeah. Yes. So it was supposed to be my birthday party, but then I don't know, man. When I got the call to do Versus, I was like, you know what?
It can
still
both.
be my party. Yeah, no, but I just feel like the Alicia Keys, John Legend Versus is going to be awesome. And it's great to be part of like the after experience.
That's gonna be hard. You know, D, you know, being that, you know, you were on self-destruction, right? And that talked about a lot of the things that were going on in the Black community. What are your thoughts on music being made now in response to the times, in response to everything that we're seeing going on out right now?
Like I haven't heard much of the new music. I did hear the Lil Baby record, and I was really happy to hear
Meek Mill, Other Side of America, Cole.
Yeah, and the Meek Mill record, the Trey Songz record. You know, I was able to premiere the Trey Songz record. I love that artists are now taking a stance with music. I don't think every record should be that way. I'm not gonna be one of those dudes to lie and be like, yo, every record should be, you know, uplifting. Like, no, for every Public Enemy, we had 2 Live Crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just nice to see balance. That's all, man. But I do like the records that are coming out. In particular, I really do love that Trey Songz record. You know, like it just the spirit of it was just great. It just felt like an anthem. I hope people were playing it. But I don't look the younger generation. What's happening now, even with the protesting that's been going on, and the fact that they've had enough has been beautiful to see. And it's very nice to see that people are providing a soundtrack to that experience that these kids are having, man.
What do you anticipate happening in the future as far as virtual DJing when we're able to go back out? I see you're doing the Roots Picnic, and that's a virtual experience. But do you think that this is really going to change the way that people celebrate, go to parties? You think this is something that's here to stay?
I think virtual DJing is here to stay. I wouldn't say it's going to be 100% of what the DJing business is. I happen to like, in my crib, I'm actually going to build like this virtual room so I can continue having this type of experience. But there's still nothing like being in front of a crowd and watching people move and watching people celebrate. Like that's magical, so no matter, the virtual DJing, is great during this time to keep everyone's spirit uplifted, but like feeling that connectivity and that energy from the crowd when you play a record, and there's nothing like that. Like no matter how many hearts I can see on that screen popping up and how many fire emojis, no, there's nothing like hearing that bass loud and watching people dance and sweat and lose it. So I can't wait to get back to a real stage and behind like the real booth.
Absolutely.
So what's the plan? What's the plan to expand Club Quarantine when the lockdown is,
over?
Over?
So the plan is probably, I'm unsure if the word quarantine is still going to resonate when this is over, or if it's going to mean anything to people. So definitely probably going to shorten it to just CQ. That's pretty much what the people have named it anyway. I guess they're just being lazy, not wanting to fully type out quarantine anymore, but they just started calling it CQ, and it started to resonate. But like, look, ultimately what the main goal for me is to play two places, right? One is the Hollywood Bowl. I'm adamant about that, like, because I like the feeling of being outdoors and people having their space and people being able to bring their families and drink wine. And like, I like that. Like, I imagine that's what's happening every time I'm playing, because really, like I said, because of what you said to me, Envy, like when I play, I visualize people listening to the music with family. So I want that family experience from now on. Like, I don't really, no knock in the clubs, and that's all great. And, occasionally it's nice to do, an Angie's bowling party with Kaiser. Like, yeah, I want to do that. But in terms of like long term, like if I could just do amphitheaters and play music and bring out artists, like I feel like this is a real shot, especially coming from like a Black DJ, to be able to be in a position to do that. The people are behind me. The artists have been extremely supportive. And let me just say, like, that night of March 21st, with everyone coming into my IG, I used to feel like I'm so lucky to have been that person. And then one day, and this just happened recently, within the last 2 weeks, where I realized that it wasn't luck at all. It was 35 years of like being kind to people, being supportive to other people, and being there, like if Ange called me and she needed me for something, I was there.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like,
and I want to publicly say that, like, every single time, and I appreciate you so much, because I'm always like, man, I don't know if I want to do that, because, it's D-Nice, and I know normally I don't have that huge budget, but you have always come, not the budget he has, okay? But you do always come through, and like, not even just come through, but do it happily. And we'll be like, Angela, oh, I'm not, okay, yes, absolutely. You don't even have to ask me, like, I'm in. And we'll tell other people, like, oh, Ange has a party, yes, I'm in. He's not fake about it at all, and I really do appreciate that. Like, anytime I've ever asked you, you've even tried to come through in a snowstorm, and the flight got canceled, and all of that. And so that's something that I really never take for granted.
And that's to me, that's the reason why so many people were in that live, and so many people in terms of our peers, was because 35 years of doing stuff for other people, this was the first time that people actually just came out because it was just me and it was my thing. Like, you had to want to listen to me to hold your phone in your hand for hours, like some people were hooking it up to their systems, but some people were just listening and reading comments and jamming. And that was a beautiful experience. And it's like, I want to experience that live. Like, I want people to feel that love, from me, just live, and I'm really looking forward to that. I know it's not going to happen in 2020, but if we can start that New Year's Eve in Anguilla 2020,
yes, sir,
going into 2021, that'll be the best part of it, man.
Now, I think we're going to make it. I think we're going to make it to Anguilla this year. I think so.
Yes, I think so, man. I have to. I need that vacation.
Me too.
We've been doing this show damn near 10 years. In 10 years, we haven't had a real DJ feeling for me besides, I The reason I said real DJ,
Angela Yee.
He filled it.
Don't
filled it
disrespect
one
He
her
time.
didn't
like
hate
that.
it. And by the way, when I did my Yee mix, it was so amazing. People were like, yo, that's dope. And then Envy shut me down because people liked it too much. And then Yee mix started trending and they were calling him a hater because he squashed me and hated on me, but it's cool.
We haven't had a real DJ spin, so I called
Not
D-Nice
even
up. I
you.
said, yo, shut up. I said, for your birthday, would you do us the honor of DJing, you know, for the Breakfast Club? And he was like, absolutely.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to this mix, and thank you, man. This is
He's
the first time. I know every DJ is gonna be
man.
calling, but nah, this is something special.
You better be lucky D-Nice got a bunch of jobs, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna set the bar very high to make
That's
iHeart
fine.
say,
That's fine.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm turning everything on right now, man. I cannot wait to get behind there.
It is a
bro. And I really do
privilege.
appreciate and I have nothing but gratitude. I was always looking forward to being on your show, you know, and just having this conversation with you guys. I love and respect each and every one of you. Like, and I mean that, bro. You know, from vacation time to seeing Envy DJ and just you, Ange, I just love you, you know. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, one
And
last
we
question.
appreciate
Did
you for checking in.
Envy, behind the scenes, did Envy like ask you not to do too great, or did he give you any like parameters or?
No, Envy was like, man, just do you, bro. I did ask though. I was like, man, do I do a wax set or what do I do?
Right.
He was like,
Like,
man,
should I crush you or should I?
hold on. I do got one more question, because you know I would love to sit down with D-Nice in person. But did the response to your quarantine parties further prove the healing power of music to you?
Oh, absolutely. No. There is no doubt about it that the music healed people, man. Like, people have literally written me letters saying how much it saved their lives, you know, because they were feeling depressed. I mean, just imagine, bro, like, imagine a family of four, small 2-bedroom apartment, never really been in there that much with each other. Mom and dad either working, the kids at school. Like, now we're stuck in this 600 square foot apartment. These were the stories that I was reading. And to my guys that are multimillionaires in huge homes that were like, yo, the only thing that saved me from fighting with my wife was that we were listening to your music. You know, so music is healing, man. And I'm glad that that's the ability that we have with what we enjoy doing.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
girl.
Well, D-Nice, we appreciate you.
Hold on, my girl, Jasmine Waters, Jazz Fly. You know, when she was really going through it, and when she went through her hibernation, when she popped out, one of the first things she did was salute you and thank you and really appreciated what you was doing. So
I love Jazz, man. You know, like I love, you know, I'm glad you mentioned her name just now, man. Like, that was a hard thing for me because I knew how much she enjoyed coming out, and we were just talking, like, you know, not like just talking, but a few months ago. And that's how life is so precious, bro. Like, we were talking and she was saying to me, like, how much she loved the music and loved what I was doing. And, you know, just complimented on her and what she was doing in terms of writing. And she will be missed, man, tremendously.
yes,
She's
sir.
a very kind spirit, man. And I'm so sorry to hear what happened with her, man. But yeah, depression, man, is a real thing out here, you know. And I don't know if Shanti Das has been on your show, but like, you know,
Absolutely.
I talk to her a lot, you know, and we talk a lot, and I'm always, whatever I can do with her to support, you know, her initiative is always important to me. And obviously, you know, Chris Lighty was one of my best friends, you know, like, you know, it's just been hitting hard lately, man. So that's why I've been trying to check in on my friends, you know, checking on the friends more.
Absolutely.
And why the music that I play is a reflection of love to, you know, to uplift spirits. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for
All
checking
right.
in, man. It's
Let's get
D-Nice.
to
Happy
taking-
birthday
let's get to
again.
taking
Happy
Envy's job.
birthday! Woo!
It's the Breakfast Club. Good
Let's hear a
morning.
real mix.